Congratulations! 3-day Cosmedical Class 2017. A lot of people who come that want to train with me are people who want to really up-level their not only their hand skills, but to understand how to mix and match and layer modalities so that estheticians can take their fee per hour or per 75 to 90 minutes, whatever you're scheduling for that particular service. You can take your fee from, say, a standard $100 fee up to, closer to a $300 fee per session. And that's what a lot of people come from. That's what we're doing in our facility all day long, and it's very rewarding. It's rewarding for us financially, and it's rewarding also for the client because they see such dramatic results in such a short period of time. So it's not like if we're doing just microdermabrasion, you have to do 14 of those to be able to see a result. With these types of modalities, you're going to see a very, very rapid transformation in the skin. On Allie's skin, it's not going to take as much to get into the blood. But I personally don't like me or my staff to be working in a lot of blood. So it depends on the needle length, like how you dial the needles out, and then how many passes you do.
Okay.
So this is, let me see the different gauges I have. I've got one needle which I can use right around the eyelashes to put growth factors in. I've got a 3 row of needles that I can use in right around the lip line. Okay. Or if we have a lot of rhytids out here on the eye area, I go right inside there, so I can lift the floor of that wrinkle up. Okay. And then I've got, that's my 1. Oh, this is my 7. Okay. So I use the 7. I don't use the 1 a lot, but I have the 7. I use that quite a bit. This is my 3. This is really good for small lines. This is my 36. 36 is more of a superficial cartridge. It's going to stay on the top. So let's say I had a big hyperpigmented lesion here. Just like yours. Yeah, 36 is going to be ideal for that. It doesn't go really deep in the skin because there's so many needles. It stays more superficial. So you're not going to get a lot of blood. You're also going to reduce the risk of inducing
or causing it to be worse. This is my 12. The 12 is the all-purpose. And so these cartridges, they go right into the handpiece. And I'm real conscientious. If I have any blood on my hands, then I'm going to take some alcohol and clean my hands off. And actually, if anybody wants to practice, Mindy can get your gloves on for you. And you can practice if you like.
Okay. Yes. Just come up and just kind of slow.
Just put it down, make contact, and then just slide back. And you always want to give a little anchor here. It just makes them feel better. You don't need to push.
Yeah, very lightly.
No pressing.
No pressing. Okay.
And just slide back.
Okay.
And overlap about 50%.
Too hard. And the next minute, I don't feel like I'm making.
It looks like you're just lift your hand up. Don't rest yourself on her.
I was resting.
Because that's going to put more pressure on your handpiece.
Okay. I'd have enough pressure there. Yeah, because 1 minute I felt like I wasn't putting enough contact at all with the skin, and then the next minute I'm like, I'm putting too much.
Okay. You just want to come down, make contact,
and then just kind
and
of
then
drag
start.
it.
Just like you would microdermabrasion. Contact, and then start.
Okay.
So for this, do we lift when we do the other
You can't.
motion?
Yeah,
Or we
once I've made contact, I like to just go back.
You can
and
just
go.
go.
So let's slow down a little bit. Make sure you're covering all the microns of tissue. And the circles are also really good for hyperpigmented lesions like what Michelle has. Instead of doing like the crosshatch, to do these little flicking circles, little half circles. Really, really good for
Right
that.
there.
Yeah, it's okay.
She's vascular there. She's not as sensitive as she looks because, don't go on the above the, like, under there.
That's why she jumped.
Because she's oily.
Oh my goodness.
Better? You like that more?
She's like, yeah, right.
I like the other one more.
And you're fine if you want, you know, she doesn't have any slip up here, but if you're working on someone who has a lot of coarseness on the eyelid with this, you can work, you know, right to that ridge there. And
Would you still keep it on the 0.05, or would you bring it?
yeah, I mean, you don't have a lot of pain on the eyelid skin. Now on the bone you would. So you could dial it back. I mean, if they're wincing or whatever, you could dial it back. What you're going to do, this is your handle. This is actually a scalpel handle. This is your blade. There are two kinds of blades. You have a scalpel, regular scalpel blade, which is a lot sharper, and it's got a big, big point on the end. It's a lot more dangerous to use than this one. This one is not as sharp, but you can go faster, and you can get just as much. Everybody knows, well, do I need two blades? I never use two blades. But some people think, oh, it's not sharp, not sharp. I think it's plenty sharp. So you want to match it up here at the angle. See? And then you're going to back it up just a little bit and let it fall into the little grooves here on the side. See the little grooves there? So you're going to back it up, let it fall into the grooves. Sometimes it'll go beyond the grooves. And then you're going to push it in and it'll click down. And that's all there is to it. Okay? So I start right in front of this. I'm just going to anchor the skin. I put my finger right here at the middle, right? And hold on to the ridges here, right here at the, so I can get some pressure on the blade. If you're holding a scalpel blade, it's a little bit different. You hold it like this, like a chopstick. But with this, it's much easier. You just hand over, and put it down on the skin. Pull the skin a little bit taut. So I've got my ring finger pulling one direction, this finger pulling, and this finger pulling. You don't need it tight like this. You just need to anchor the skin. Hand over. And then just glide it back and forth like a seesaw. That's it. If you go to, when you go to wipe your blade off, don't do it with your fingers like this because you can cut right through your gloves and your fingers. So you're just going to take and wipe off both sides of your blade. If you get a lot of oil, like there's a little bit of oil right now built up on the side of that blade, that's going to slow you down. So you want to make sure you get that off. There it goes. See? I want to do the eyebrows, and there again, a lot of people will say don't ever do around the eyes. But here, you're going to get on the back of the blade. You've got this big open section here. So if you're on the back of the blade, you can come up right underneath the eyebrow. You go over the eyebrow. Now here's where you have to have kind of good hand-to-eye coordination. Make sure you don't take off the brow. And you come right up and do that upper eyelid. If you want to turn your blade upside down and clean off a little bit more, you can definitely do that.
Okay, so stretch it this way.
Yeah, with both your hands. There you go. Two, place a little too high. Slow down, and put a little more pressure on the blade.
Yeah, I can see.
If you're overhanded with that blade.
Okay.
But
Now
yeah,
with the
just
other
to roughen
blade,
them off.
chopstick
Yes.
is better.
Talking about the pointy blade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get some Botox so I don't have expressions so that they won't come back.
So,
How much pressure are you applying?
quite a bit. I'm just letting my wrist turn the roller in like this, and that's how I'm getting the pressure. So it's very different than this, right? You could press really hard like this, and you could get there, but I just find it a lot easier and just stay in the same area because you want to see that erythematous flush come up.
You make it a lot easier than it is.
Yeah, so
Well, you're
you go really
left-handed
quick.
too.
Go pretty.
For you, try overhanded. It might be easier if you to go overhanded. Try it. Is that easier for you?
A little bit.
Yeah. You're just going to have to put some pressure on the top of it. And just do your star shape. So it's across. It doesn't matter how you tackle it, but you want to make sure you get it in all those different diagonals. Across, a star. So this way, and then in between. So it's a star shape.
For you to maneuver this on the pen, or is it?
It feels different.
Yeah, it's very different.
I don't know. I mean, I like the way the pen feels.
You do better.
Because this, I can't. I feel like
You've
I
got
can't
to
really.
put more energy into
Yeah.
this.
Than this, yeah.
Yeah, but I like that I can see. It brings up a lot of things that I didn't see with just my naked eye. Or all these potential extractable things.
Yeah, that should work. Back up on it just a little bit. There you go. So you don't hit your shoulder.
You're feeling a
How's
little
that?
pricks.
Better than the other way.
Yeah. So you can go under and over, depending on where you are on the face or body. Eyes are going to look a lot
But I did
less
visit in there.
deep as well. They'll be more shallow. Okay, so stay there. The girl's going to take a look. Okay, so take a look at Michelle while I fill out her form. Now she's like a perfect candidate this work that we're going to be doing.
Oh.
Light hair, light skin, light eyes,
Kristen, keep your
thick, oily. She's like a rare.
Turn to the right. Oh, sorry.
All right. Now
Either
we
way.
need to turn on right. Kind of go.
Okay, so for you, I would recommend my crystal polish, which we probably aren't going to use because of all the little stuff.
See your fault.
Yeah, you can
And
see
that'll
yourself.
actually spread the beads out a little bit, so it works
See some
a little
oil,
more gentle for
Got it.
sensitive
a
skin.
little dry around your eyes.
And then I would also give you
Some dead
probably the
skin.
brightening mask. It has just some
The
kojic
orange,
acid in
that's
it.
the oil, right?
That's the
It's
oil, yeah.
not-
The
I got a lot in
white.
my nose.
The white is dead skin.
None of the masks have
You usually
a lot
see
of
like little
acids in it.
flakes.
But it
A
has
lot
that
around my
kojic in there,
mouth.
so it helps with the
Put up your
discoloration.
mouth,
also
or put your
hydration.
chin.
And then as far as your cleanser goes, I would put you on the brightening cleanser.
Sorry.
Again, this,
But
when
you said
you're
telling me
telling
what to do.
we are performing the Supreme Lifting Peel on our student today as a demonstration to show how beneficial trichloroacidic acid can be for retexturizing the skin, lifting fine lines and wrinkles, purging the hair follicles. Our student here today, her skin, we've been working on her skin. We've done so far on her skin in this 3-day cosmetical class. We have performed microneedling, we have performed dermaplaning on her skin, and level 101 peel. So her skin is what we would call highly prepped for chemical peel, and that would be our TCA peel. So while she's gotten really good results just in the days leading up to this, what we call finale treatment, it's going to be an even greater result for her, but she will see some frosting and blanching of the skin that is going to create that corneocyte release. So peeling, she'll have visible peeling from this procedure, and after about 5 to 7 days, she will see somewhere between 5 to 7 years reversed on her skin. So we're going to turn back the clock for her. She's going to be so happy. We call this the Supreme Lifting Peel because it's a 20% trichloroacidic acid, and it's the most highest performing peel we have in the Institut Dermed brand. You can take a piece of cotton, and sometimes you use gauze. Gauze actually might be a little bit better than cotton because the peel will just absorb right up into the cotton, and it wastes a lot of product if you do cotton. I like to use the rayon swabs, but if you do a gauze or a cotton pad and put it on, you can cover a lot more territory a lot faster. But I work pretty fast, so I'm not really worried about it. So this is a rayon swab. This almost works like a squeegee. It will take the product up into the swab, but it'll release it, whereas cotton doesn't release it. Okay, job is to keep your eyes closed. I'm going to start on your forehead. I'm going to cover your forehead. Then I'm going to have you turn your head over to the left, and I'm going to cover this side of your face here. We'll go over to the right. I'll cover this side, and then I'm going to come down and do this T-zone area, and I'll finish your neck last, and I'll come back and do your eyes last as well, okay? So you know the direction that I'm working. And I think you're going to be fine everywhere until we get over this area right here.
Is this still irritating?
So what I may do is work around some of these little places. I don't know. We'll see how you do, okay? Job is just keep your eyes closed, and I'll do your top lip last as well. I'll do around your lips and around your eyes last, okay? Just want to knock off the excess. I like to stay in one small zone until I get that completely saturated before I move on to another zone. Size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120 I'm going to demonstrate medical extractions on our patient, and I'll be using both the lancet, and then I'll be using the number 11 blade as well. And give it a little poke.
You just have saline on there.
It's just water. See, that's a little bit more rewarding because I have a bigger hole. This information is going to empower your career. So if you're thinking about taking your practice to the next level, working with physicians, then I believe this is information that you just absolutely must have. Everyone knows that Institut Dermed is the place you come to gain knowledge and confidence in advanced aesthetic skills. So read the description, learn about the courses, and learn about clinical and medical skincare, and then save your seat. I look forward to seeing you in class.